Hi everyone, it's Riana Milne. I'm back. I tried taping before and we had a glitch in Facebook Live, I suppose. So I am back. It is Sunday, March 5th, and welcome to Real Talk on Relationships. This is where I teach you to be and attract an emotionally healthy, evolved partner for the relationship of your dreams and to help you create a life you love and are really passionate about. Again, I'm Riana Milne. I am a certified life, love, dating, and relationship coach. I do that worldwide. I'm a licensed mental health counselor, a certified addictions professional, best-selling author of 2 books, Love Beyond Your Dreams and Live Beyond Your Dreams. And I have a practice called Therapy by the Sea located in Delray Beach, where I've had my practice for 17 years. Just recently, I got done filming the new TV docuseries called Radical Dating, Finding Lasting Love Over 40, where I was one of 5 life and relationship coaches. And my client was Scott Travis, and I'm really happy to say he's 3 months in a relationship and really is enjoying that partner, and he's in love. So I'm super excited, and I saw the amazing trailer today, the sizzle reel from Betsy Chassie, our director out in LA, and it is fantastic. So she's going to start shopping the show, and we're all really super excited. So look for that to come out either this summer or fall. It is now the first Sunday in March, and we will be celebrating spring and the renewal of life all month, life in nature and the new life in you. And this month I will be giving you clear examples from my life coaching, from my 5-star rated book, Live Beyond Your Dreams, From Fear and Doubt to Personal Power, Purpose, and Success. And it's going to teach you a lot about how to feel fabulous about yourself and your life. So be sure to join me every Sunday in March at 7:30 on Facebook, Coach Riana Milne. And if you missed any of the Facebook Live tapings, please go to my channel on YouTube. It is Riana Milne. While you're there, please click to subscribe, and then you'll get every new tape that comes out that I do. And every video you like, please check the like button and do share it with those who could use the information. Help a loved one today. Great, so let's keep going. Tonight's topic, I'm going to explain how to have a positive mindset, which I refer to as the watch me attitude for success in life. And of course, this is a very brief overview from my book, Live Beyond Your Dreams. This is what it looks like if you're looking for it. It is sold in the Barnes & Noble stores, and also you can get it online on Amazon and many other different online outlets. So it's a very important coaching lesson to have a successful mindset, and I always do life coaching for my singles before I get them out dating to make sure they feel really good about themselves, increase their self-esteem, to be very positive about themselves, their lives, and how they feel about dating in general. So that's what we do. Tonight I'm also going to talk about a little bit how to use this in parenting, because I raised both of my amazing daughters, Alexi Panos and Stefana Farrell, on the Watch Me Mindset for Success. So this stuff works. Okay, so it's important to look back on each day and year that you experience with gratitude and a positive mindset. And all the lessons that you learned. I mean, in Buddhism, we call this the Earth School. We're in this world, in this life, to learn very valuable lessons and to carry them forward to be better human beings, which our best selves is called the evolved self. So we teach you this positive mindset to look at your lessons with grace and forgiveness and to move forward, because we can never change our past. Okay, so there's no reason to dwell on the past, be angry of the past. You've got to forgive it and move forward and live in the now and look closely to your near future and then set goals for your far future ahead of you. That way you keep growing and living in life of purpose. So we went to look at the many blessings you have received in life and to live each day, each new day, and each new year that comes to you with greater wisdom and blessings and attitudes. So each new day is a miracle, and it's a chance to make a difference within someone else's life or within your life. And again, it helps you live with purpose. I learned this very valuable lesson when a very dear high school friend of mine, Michael Marcucci, was killed when we were all 16. We all took that very hard in high school. It was our senior year, and we all loved Michael. He was a fantastic friend. And it taught me I didn't know how much time I have left to make a difference or to reach all my goals and dreams. So I live a life I call live large, with a lot of passion, a lot of fun, and meaning. And this is what I help teach my clients to find within their life as well. So studies show that 95% of people have negative thoughts over positive ones 8 out of 10 times. So your obsessive, negative, punishing thoughts really began when you were a child, because of course a baby is born perfect, and they've got this little mind ready to absorb their environment and what they're told and what they learn. So unfortunately, as a young child, they hear a lot of no's, which grow into statements of that's bad, or you're a bad boy, you're bad at school, whatever. And you're hearing a lot of you're doing this wrong, making you feel not good enough about yourself. So that's what's part of the problem is, which is, again, childhood trauma affects self-esteem. And unfortunately, these negative comments come from people we love and trust, which is our parents, our teachers, and our coaches. So what I do in my life coaching is kind of like deprogram you of the negative thoughts in your mind and reprogram you with a mindset for success. And that's really how we work, day after day in coaching. And the problem is when you're hearing all these negative messages as a kid, this is leading you to be an adult with a lot of doubt, fears, low self-esteem, and not feeling good enough about yourself, or maybe even being a partner in a relationship. And having positive self-talk, and again, those are the thoughts that go inside your head. Nobody hears them. You hear them, though, over and over again. But they can be learned to have positive thoughts over your negative ones. And it becomes life-altering, and it's a habit that really can transform your life and your love relationships. And that's why I teach this first before getting my people out dating. So let's talk about parents a little bit. I loved raising my 2 girls, and it's a role that I dearly love, being a parent and now a grandmom on top of a mom. And I remember when my kids were young, it was a house that everyone liked to hang out at, and they all called me mom. So like 40 kids calling me mom, and I really took that as a name of honor. Anyway, I was reading this book when I was pregnant with Stefana, and so that was 35 years ago, from the Doman Method of Education, and it's now called the Better Baby Institute out of Philadelphia. And the book made a ton of sense to me, and I said, I'm going to do this for my kids. And I did work part-time as a mom early on, and then I worked full-time when they were young. But I said, I'm going to take what time it is necessary to make sure my kids learn these skills. So this is part of the positive, not mindset work, because it's positive parenting techniques. So any of my couples that come in, or single moms or dads, I do help them with their parenting skills as well. So the word discipline is from the Bible. It means to teach. Our role as parents is to teach our kids. And it frustrates me when I hear parents say, well, you should know better. Because no, they shouldn't know better. It's our role to teach them. So if you become in the teacher's role as a parent and never yell or scream, beat or hit your children, then they're going to learn positive messages and life-altering messages that will make them independent and successful as adults. You're going to teach them to think for themselves. And that's what this does. Hi, Scott. How are you? Welcome on the call. My Scott from LA. We just talked about you. I said how happy you were, so really happy about that. Anyway, we're talking about parenting. And those of you that have nieces and nephews that you kind of parent as well because you love them so much. So using this positive teaching approach to discipline, it's really important verbally and emotionally to treat your children with real love. I was a school counselor. I worked with kids all the way from grades K through college. And I worked with the emotionally upset kids, the ADHD kids, the acting out kids, the emotional defiant kids, and they were all coming down to Miss Riana's room, and we'd meditate, and we'd talk about life skills, and these were the things I was teaching kids in K through 6. So when they got it, they improved in school and in friendships, how they felt about themselves, and their grades excelled. So parents, please learn this method. I always heard if you tell your teen he's a loser, he's going to grow up to become a loser or very angry. So you want to teach and even model, meaning let your kids see what you're teaching. It can't be just words. It's got to be words and actions. Also, something I say is very important in relationships, don't make promises, deliver with actions, really important. But this is especially true for your kids. Tell your children they're smart and beautiful and they're going to grow up to be smart and beautiful. So words are really important. That's why conscious thinking, you think before you say, do, and act. So you learn this new habit for success with this mindset to teach your children and yourself how to, I call it a system that's what is for the good of all. So it's kind for you, it's kind for them, and it creates a good environment with friendships. So if you're a parent, please make a new goal to do positive, proactive instructions to help your kids grow into positive, smart adults. Do praise your children when they succeed at a task and do something nice. When they make a mistake, and of course, again, they're supposed to make the mistakes, they don't know better, they're not supposed to, then use this as a teaching moment. Ask them to come up with 3 solutions that could help fix the problem and how they should make amends to someone if they've hurt somebody's feelings. So these, again, are skills that you're teaching. So when they're 18, 20, and out on their own or out of college and they have a problem, they're going to come up with 3 solutions to fix it versus reacting in anxiety or fear. So this positive mindset, the younger you teach this to your children, the better off they're going to be as adults. And like I said, my Lexi and Steffi grew up on this method, and they're incredible young adults. So we're going to teach them life skills. That also helps with creative and critical thinking, life skills for success, and the positive self-talk mindset and positive parent techniques, again, are both in the Live Beyond Your Dreams book if you want to know more about that. So let's get back to the Watch Me mindset and mentality. And it's simply an inner motivational program that helps you reach your goals and dreams, your desires, and your purpose in life as conscious thinking and positive self-talk. And it helps you to ease your anxiety, stress, any overwhelming depression, and helps you through a difficult challenge and all transitions in life. And I've been through a lot of tough transitions, and that's why I learned to use this mindset. And this is a mindset I taught all my models and actors when I had my model and talent school at age 26 through 36. And it was a mindset for success. And they would go out there and audition, and they would get their jobs. They did phenomenal. And these were mostly folks from Erie, PA, and then I opened up a branch in New York City. And most of them had absolutely no model and talent skills, but I taught them what they needed to know, and then the most important thing they learned was the mindset work, so they could go out there and create the dreams that they wanted. Whether they were singers, dancers, actors, models, I had all of them at my school. It was quite a fun time. But it's really important mindset, and my kids at the school keep saying, you've got to write a book on this, Riana, because this really works. So eventually I did. I got to the book. So remember, humans normally jump to fear-based thoughts. It's automatic. So what we're doing is changing these automatic thoughts, and we're trying to get you out of a blaming mentality or one that is like, pity me, feel sorry for me. You know, that all goes on in your head. Why me? Well, I say, why not you? You don't want to get into pity. You don't want to feel sorry for yourselves. You don't want to keep rehashing stories of these injustices that happen to you. Instead, you want to say, what went in your mind? What can you learn from it? It's a valuable lesson somewhere. And what can you do better? 2 to 3 things you can do better to fix the situation. Okay, so we're thinking with your mind to make sure it doesn't overwhelm you, but instead you're empowering yourself, not disempowering yourself. You're empowering yourself to make a better choice. And those people that I call pontificate or lecture or go on and on and on about poor me or this happened to me, they lose a lot of friends. So this is a really great mindset for success in both love relationships, in parenting, and with friendships. Negativity comes from overwhelming emotional pain and faulty coping mechanisms that we learned, of course, in childhood when these things were happening to us. And when childhood fears do come up as adults, this is what I call triggers. Okay, so when difficult challenges come to you, and they will, of course they're supposed to, we do look at them in a different way, and we say, what do I learn from this, and why me, and why not me? So you're looking to grow from this, change your thought system, and that to change your thought system takes about 30 to 60 days, and to really live it as a habit takes about 4 to 6 months. Pretty soon it becomes automatic. And you learn this mindset, and I do teach my people meditation every day as well, and you're practicing the mindset skills within the meditation. So once it becomes a daily habit, you really see your life start turning around. Your friends notice you're happier. They say you're more pleasant to be around. You're just giving more from your heart, and you're really thinking before you say anything so that you don't hurt somebody's feelings. So it's a great mindset. And that's why my programs are 6 months for life and love coaching, because it takes a while to get the mindset, and I monitor you. And I describe it to everyone like a rainbow. And the learning curve is you're starting here at new, and at the end is a pot of gold. Like when you really get this stuff and it really gets into your mind and it works for you, you'll never go backwards. It just feels so amazing to live in this way consciously with this watch me motivational attitude for success. So you never doubt yourself, and you proceed with a lot of confidence about each step of your journey. And you're excited about growing, whether that's growing a business or moving to a new town. Like I up and moved to Delray just because I liked Atlantic Avenue. I knew one person here, one very good family friend of Alexi's, and that was it. I said, well, why not? It's a good town. I'll meet people. And, you just go for it. You learn to go for things in life and not be afraid. So this program for success is really cool. And again, the most important thing is it gets you out of your negative thinking and those obsessive thoughts. And when your thoughts go on and on and on, and you just keep talking in a negative way, this is what I call ruminating. So ruminating gets you so caught up, and then you feel the anxiety and you feel the fears in your body. You just feel it becoming overwhelming. And it's like pacing back and forth and talking in a negative way. And I'll say to someone, you're ruminating. And they're like, oh yeah. So again, that's a habit that you learn to break, because you have to really control what your mind is saying. Is it saying good, positive stuff? If not, switch a channel and say something nice, okay? And the other thing that gets really dangerous, other than ruminating in a relationship, is what I call negative assumptions. And this is assuming your partner's doing something bad and you have no facts based on it. So negative assumptions can ruin relationship. It creates a lot of jealousy. If you have a question of your partner, call and ask the question. But don't assume something is going wrong or something negative is happening, because that's not fair to your partner. Okay, so negative assumptions, really bad. You don't want to do that. Yeah, I know. It's a habit we have to break, right, Scott? But you've done really well with that. And, and again, negative thinking, negative assumption, fears, all from childhood stuff. But we definitely can change all that with conscious, positive mindset work. So there is this learning curve. It takes time to break these toxic habits. But there's something that I call capping, where you put the negative on top of the positive. So here's your negative thought, and I say it comes from the left side, and I'll explain why in a second. So here's the negative thought, and you put a positive thought over top of it. So it's like, oh, I'm really lousy at Facebook Live. And it's like, look, I'm doing my best. I'm trying to get out information to people because I really care about them growing and having great love in their life and being happy. So even though I may not be the best technologically wise, my heart is there. Okay, so no matter whatever that negative thought is, you cap it with something positive, and you keep doing this and doing this. And sooner or later, you're going to find that those negative obsessive thoughts are no longer there. Now, I also coach this, and all my coaching clients know this. I describe yin yang, and I'll show you a picture if you're not sure what it is. This Chinese symbol, most people know, yin yang, right? Okay, so the light side I put on the right side, and the dark paisley I put on the left side. Now this symbol means many things. It could be masculine, feminine energy. It could be the law of opposites. It could be night, day. It's the power of opposites. But I describe it as the way you choose to live your life. So the white paisley is you are living in the light. Okay, it's the white paisley. Where is in the light? Everything that is happy, blissful, peaceful, friendship, laughter, joy, living your purpose, living your passion, great love, everything that makes you feel really happy and joyful is living in the light. And when people are told, when they do live in the light and they're living consciously, this is conscious thinking, is living in the light, people are said to have an aura about themselves. And that's actually what... Thanks, Joey. That's actually what Joey said when he met me. He goes, oh my God, you have this amazing white aura around you. Are you spiritual? And he didn't even know me. And I said, yes, I'm spiritual. So people who think this way and have positive thoughts and pure heart looking to do for the good of all really do seem to radiate this love, this aura, this light. So you want to try and live in the light, okay? Now the little black circle that comes up, that's what I call your challenges. And again, being in the Earth School, we are supposed to have these challenges. So when you're living in the light, you don't come from fear-based thinking. Fear-based is on the left side and the dark side. So living in the light, you just look at it and say, what 2 or 3 things can I do to get myself out of this problem? Just like I just explained to parents, you need to teach your kids this, right? So I'm teaching my adults this. You look at a problem, what are the few goals I need to do to get day, to chop away at a big problem? When you look at a problem from A to Z, it becomes overwhelming. You break it down. What can I do this morning? What can I do tomorrow? What can I do the next day? What do I need done by Sunday? And that's a goal-setting system I'm going to talk about next week. But we set these types of goals, and again, you're living in the light. So you feel amazing about your life. Now, let's talk about the dark Paisley, living in the dark. This means your mind is turned off. You are not living consciously. You're doing things from impulse. So your thoughts, again, become things. So if you're thinking a negative thought, boom, you could blurt out something negative or not nice and something nasty. Okay, so living in the dark side is where fear, anger, jealousy, rage, revenge, addiction, murder, anything that's dark makes you feel upset. It's where depression is, anxiety. They all live in the dark side of life. It's not the happy side, okay? We want to be living in the light. That's the happy side. Okay, so this is the dark side. Now, I also describe living in the dark side like a tornado. A tornado starts small and then it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Affecting everything in its past. And that's what negative thinking does. It starts small and then it affects you. Let's say you're negative in your relationship about your partner, and then the relationship goes bad, and then you go to work angry. Then your boss is upset. You get a warning at work because you're not producing. So that's going to affect your finances. So it's like a spiral. So you definitely don't want to be living on the dark side. Okay, that's not the fun side. And the little white dot in that dark Paisley, that represents your blessings. Okay, and we all are so blessed in this world. And you know, I live in America. I know this tape goes out all over the world, and we're very fortunate here. And my daughter Alexi puts water wells in Africa, Tanzania, where they don't have running water at all. Villages of 3,000 to 6,000 people with no running water. They have to walk 5 miles to get a bucket of dirty water. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. We're so blessed with so many great things. And the blessings are sitting there for you to notice, but it's so murky and dusty because you're swept up in your negative, poor me, pity me, why me mentality that you don't see the blessings that you have. And then you go out like being miserable and an asshole to your friends, and you're just miserable all day long and in life. Okay, so you can see the difference between living in the dark, living in the light. And this is what the positive mindset work does. Conscious living helps you to live in the now, and then, like I said, the near future, creating what you need to do to solve any impending projects or problems, and then setting your goals further down the road to reach your dreams. That's what live beyond your dreams is. You reach one goal, and then you do another one, and then you do another one. So you live a life that's large, fulfilling, fabulous, and when you start living this way, you'll never go back to being unconscious. Sometimes they call that the uneducated side as well, because you're just not thinking smart things. So when you're thinking, before you say do an act, it's definitely coming from the light, and you're always thinking, is this good for everybody? Okay, so I hope that really helps. And then, of course, I teach everybody meditation. I may do another series on that because that I have to explain. But it is a 4-step process, and you are thinking through the whole process. It's not just you close your eyes and breathe. It is a thought process based in the positive mindset to create the habits, and you start each day with this. I'll talk a little bit about meditation because it's so important to me and those I coach. 15 minutes a day has 8 to 9 positive effects on the body and the brain. So it naturally lessens anxiety, depression, cortisol levels, which is your fight or flight and anxiety levels, and blood pressure. It lowers all of those, and then increases dopamine and serotonin levels of your brain, which are your happy chemicals. So you definitely want to try and do your 15 minutes a day in the morning so you feel 8 to 9 hours of positive effect. And the 4 steps that I do, well, first step is breathing. Second step has 2 parts, and part 1 is attitude of gratitude. So you say, thank you, God, for all the blessings that I have. And then you list them. So you're starting each day in a grateful mindset, thinking of all the wonderful things that you have in your life. And then part B of that is to ask for what you want as if you've already received it, like you're expecting it to come to you in your life. This is what they call the law of attraction. Okay, you put out there what you want to attract to you. So if your mind is there and you're practicing this energy focus level each day, phenomenal things come to you. And I could tell you tons of stories, but I will in the meditation tape of how this has worked for me. And it's really fabulous stuff. So you're asking for what you want to be attracted to your life. And then part 3 is visualization. And then part 4 is a question to your divine wisdom. But I will teach another lesson on meditation because I want you guys to have it. It's fabulous stuff. So, you know, what we do with the conscious mindset work, there are definitely tools and techniques that you're going to have to learn. And when you do them each day, you are creating a whole new way of thinking, being, and living. And people see it and they feel it and you feel fantastic. You know, as adults, we are overcoming a lot of this negative programming that we got as kids, but it really can be done. And in love relationships, we bring all these negative childhood triggers and schemas into our communication skills and our behavior patterns with our partner. And some of them can be very toxic and destructive. So anybody out there that gets angry real easily, are moody, passive aggressive, too controlling or jealous, these are all, and just a few examples really, of behaviors coming from destructive childhood experiences. So if you have a tinge of jealousy in your head, you got to talk through your head and say, nope, I know he loves me. I know we're good. Nope, she's amazing. I know she acts in integrity. I have nothing to worry about. So your thoughts, the good thoughts from the good side, have to overcome and cap the negative ones. And you keep doing that and you become more and more strong. My best-selling book, Love Beyond Your Dreams, Break Free of Toxic Relationships to Have the Love You Deserve, describes 22 personality types and behavior patterns that ruin marriages and exclusive relationships. So once you both understand the toxic patterns that might be coming from you, and again, as children, we were victims. It doesn't make us bad adults. It doesn't make us bad people. Really, 9 out of 10 people had some trauma as kids. Okay, so I specialize in trauma, adults with trauma, and we do look at what your situation was. We learn to understand it. We learn to understand what triggers are coming up and why. And then there's a huge forgiveness piece. And it doesn't mean that the act that they did to you was correct or right, but we're finding it in our heart now to release it and let it go. We're forgiving ourselves of the anger, and we just don't want to even think or focus or have this act affect us anymore in our lives. We just want it gone. So that's where the forgiveness piece comes. And forgiveness is a very high spiritual concept. It's one of the hardest things people have to experience sometimes. But when you find the ability to forgive and to apologize, it makes you feel pretty good about life. So, and it's a real sign of character as well. So, you do want to know, what are the toxic personality types that could break your heart. And if you're single and out there dating, please do get this knowledge. I just wrote 2 articles on Friday, one for my newspaper column and one for an online magazine, about some of the dating things that are going on. And I didn't even hear of this called breadcrumbing. Anybody out there hear of that? It's where you just feed this person you're dating just a few crumbs to keep them on at bay in case you're interested. And someone that breadcrumbs is very flirtatious up front and, tries to treat you really special. And they may even say the words, I love you. And it's all BS just to try to be intimate with you. And then they just kind of string you along by maybe a text every 4 to 5 days. It's a really cruel thing to do, but sorry for that segue. But I'm always writing new stuff, and those articles usually end up on Coach Riana Milne or on my website, rianamilne.com. So I try and bring you the newest information as I discover it to help you guys out. Okay, so you want to know the toxic people to stay away from. And if you recognize anything in yourself in those 22 personality types, you know, it's funny. I had a guy walk in one day, sit down in my office and says, Riana, I got it. I said, you got what? He goes, oh, I'm like a total narcissist. You got to fix me. Like, how do I get rid of this? And I said, wow, I really commend you for seeing yourself in that section of the chapter. And he goes, you know, I kind of thought I was a little self-centered, but I don't want to be putting myself out there like this anymore. Help me change this. So it's very informative to put yourself through it, maybe past partners that you've dated, and you just really want to be your best evolved self. You want to be as emotionally healthy as you can. Despite our upbringing, we can all bring good emotional, loving health to ourselves and to our partners. Remember, with relationship, it takes two people who are willing to change destructive dynamics and start living in a new positive way, making good conscious choices that's best for themselves, as a couple, for them single, as a couple, and for the family. And I always refer to a couple as a team, what is best for the team, or the family unit as the team. So again, you're slowing down the process. Is what I'm doing best for my relationship, this team, and for the family team. So starting each day with gratitude and consciously monitoring thoughts and actions that are only going to be positive for the good of all, really watch what happens to your life in a couple of months. I usually say within 2 months, you really feel a big difference. And then you're more confident, optimistic, inspirational. This watch me positive mindset will affect you in all areas of your life. And then when you're feeling that great about yourself, you will attract someone amazing into your life. And again, it starts out with starting your day with gratitude and realizing what you do have, not what you don't have. So focus on the good stuff. So my coaching for singles and couples brings about many of these skills. There's a lot of educational concepts that I teach. These are just a few examples. But it's so important to feel positive and grateful about your life first before going out to date. So if you need help from a life, love, dating, relationship coach, I am all of those, and I am here to help you. And I do offer free coaching strategy session. The best way to get me through the email system is just going on my website, rianamilne.com. There's a pop-up form. Just fill that out. Tell me a little bit about your story so that I can then email you and set up an appointment with you by Skype, or if you're in the Delray area, certainly coming into my office. So is there any questions that anybody has out there that I could help you with at this time? I'll just keep chatting. If there's some questions, go ahead and type them in. If you have questions and you're seeing this either from YouTube or my Facebook page and you didn't get to ask me questions live, certainly do reach out to me. Again, rianamilne.com, and let me know how I can help. Okay, so if you got value from this Facebook Live session, please share and tag it with any friend this could help, or who you feel really needs to hear it. If you have negative friends in your life, please send them this tape. They'll make the world a much happier place. And then you don't have to hear your friend bitch and moan at you all the time. Help them have a more positive mindset. This is what I'm talking about. It's good for everybody. Again, go to YouTube for more educational videos. When you're there, please click subscribe. And if you do watch a video, please click the like for me. I appreciate that. And I also have a free app. It's called My Relationship Coach. You can download that. And it's good for Apple or the Android phones. And it goes out around the world. So tonight's handout, we'll start each day with gratitude and positivity. So if you would like that, just email me, rianamilne@gmail.com, and I will make sure you get the handout. And again, if you write me, tell me your story. I'd love to know a little bit more about you. Next week would be March 12th, and at 7:30 p.m., we will be talking about goal setting for success in life and love. And because once you feel fabulous about yourself, again, you're going to feel fabulous to attract a wonderful partner into your life. So all this month of March, we will be talking about celebrating renewal in yourself and in life, and doing topics from Live Beyond Your Dreams book. My goal is to help you be and attract an emotionally healthy, evolved partner. And until then, I wish you a very blessed day. night. And remember, start each day with an attitude of gratitude. And when anybody ever doubts you, just say, watch me. Talk to you next week. Bye.